Emmerdale is preparing an intense episode centered on Cain and Charity Dingle, and after tonight's events, tensions are reaching a dangerous level. The two characters will be the focus of a special two-hander on Wednesday, March 25th, after a chaotic evening in which Cain completely lost his temper. Actor Jeff Hordley has hinted that many surprises are still on the way. Cain hits his lowest point. Tuesday, March 24th, turned into a tough and emotional day for Cain from beginning to end. He was persuaded to attend a prostate support group, but things quickly took a negative turn once he got there. The environment felt uncomfortable, and a fellow member made remarks that struck a nerve, warning that his illness could ruin his marriage and push his wife away. This fear hit Cain deeply, and he left before the meeting even started. Later, at the Woolpack, he attempted to cope by drinking, but more problems followed. Mackenzie told him their cattle plans had failed, while Claudette's story about her brother dying from prostate cancer only fueled Cain's anger further. The situation worsened when Sam arrived and confessed he had missed an important meeting about farm equipment. Cain lost his temper, grabbing Sam, who chose not to fight back because of Cain's condition. At his breaking point, Cain went back home and continued drinking, but Charity soon followed, determined to reach him. "I'm settling in because we're not leaving until you explain what's going on in that head of yours," she said as she sat in Zach's chair. A special episode focused on Cain and Charity. Wednesday's episode centers completely on Cain and Charity as their conflict continues to grow. Cain tries to shut her out and keeps drinking, but when Charity urges him to look after himself, his anger explodes, and he throws the bottle, smashing Zach's tankard. Even then, Charity refuses to give up. Eventually, Cain admits he is struggling and feels overwhelmed trying to manage everything while Moira remains in prison. Trying to escape reality, he begins to reflect on their past and makes a move towards Charity, but she quickly realizes what he is doing, leaving the situation uncertain. Jeff Hordley hints at what's coming next. Discussing the storyline, Jeff Hordley explained that the episode has been thoughtfully written with the characters' shared past in mind. They've created this episode by focusing on those two characters and their history, he said. There are plenty of twists throughout, but in the end, Charity is there for Cain, and he is there for her too. He also spoke highly of the cast he has worked with over the years, adding, "I say this often, but I feel very lucky and grateful that during my time on the show, I've been surrounded by incredibly strong female actors, from Emma Atkins to Natalie J. Robb, Lucy Pargeter, Charlie Webb, and now Katie Hill. I've always had these strong women around me who make everything easier." With emotions running high and past feelings coming back to the surface, this special episode promises to offer a powerful and revealing look into Cain and Charity's complex relationship, and it could change everything between them. Emmerdale exposes Joe Tate's cruelest act yet as he tears down Holly's memorial. How will Moira react when she learns the truth? Next week, Joe Tate shows his ruthless side in Emmerdale as he heartlessly instructs his workers to destroy everything on the Butler's farm field, including the memorial marking Holly Barton's grave. His savage behavior completely disregards the solemn promise Kim made to Moira during the Tate takeover of her farm. Selling Butlers was already painful for Moira, as it meant giving up access to her daughter's final resting place. Kim had promised to protect the memorial and allow Moira to visit any time. But Joe shows no respect, bulldozing over the site and ignoring Kim's commitment. This is easily one of the most shockingly cruel things Joe Tate has done, and that's really saying something, says an Emmerdale source. Moira is suffering so much already, and when she discovers that he's destroyed Holly's memorial, it will break her heart completely. Moira is still in prison for crimes she didn't commit, but once she finds out what Joe has done, there's a real chance she'll want revenge, even murder. The Dingles might have assumed Joe would show some compassion now that he has won the land battle and knows about Cain's cancer. They were mistaken. Instead of showing sympathy, Joe seems determined to make their lives miserable. He goes ahead with the farm plans without hesitation, desecrating Holly's grave despite knowing how deeply it will wound Moira and her family, and triggering more drama in the process. On top of that, his actions completely undermine Kim's promise to safeguard the memorial and allow a grieving mother to honor her lost daughter. The big question now is, will Joe pay the price for his cruel deeds when Moira finally regains her freedom? All good things must end. Natalie J. Robb heartbroken over Emmerdale decision. Moira Dingle has lost control of the farm. Emmerdale star Natalie J. Robb has opened up about how she feels regarding the show's latest storyline, which sees her character, Moira Dingle, parting with the family farm. This development means Moira's future will look very different when, and if, she eventually leaves prison. Moira sells the farm. A few weeks ago, Moira made the tough choice to sell the farm to Kim Tate. Joe Tate had been putting relentless pressure on her for months, and with Moira behind bars, partly due to Joe's own actions, she no longer had the strength to fight back. The evidence against her was strong, even if flawed, and Moira feared she might face a long prison sentence. On top of that, Cain's cancer diagnosis required all his attention, leaving him little energy to challenge the Tates. Joe also had leverage over Cain, having caught him on camera taking his expensive car. All things considered, Moira decided it was time to let the farm go. She finalized a deal handing control to Kim while Robert and Aaron assumed the lease. Now, Robert and Aaron are living in the farmhouse, and Cain and the boys have returned to the Dingle home. After 17 years at Butler's farm, this represents a massive change for Moira, leaving behind years of memories. When she is released, life will be very different indeed. Natalie J. Robb reflects on Emmerdale's big change. In a new interview with OK, Natalie J. Robb admitted she was gutted when she learned what the writers had planned for the farm. She added that she understood the reasoning behind it, noting, "All good things come to an end." Natalie said, "I've always loved working on that set, but you also have to embrace change. It's a bit different, but the show is returning to its roots with the Tates, Dingles, and Sugdens. That opens up lots of new storylines. All good things come to an end. It feels a little strange, but we're producing some great stuff at the moment, so I'm happy with that." She also discussed how prison will affect Moira long-term. Prison will make her tougher. It will change the way she presents herself, because she's lost everything. Things she didn't care about before, she'll focus on now. She'll want to feel good about herself. It's almost like a rebirth, but it has made her stronger. When she's out, being around people again will feel strange after being alone for so long without the same chaos she used to have. Emmerdale airs weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.